15 Minutes with Rizz, April Fool's jokes gone wrong, and what the hell is Corey Cam? Well, if you don't filibuster this show, you're about to find out all that and more today on the number 2 show. Welcome back to the show. I am your host, Rafe Williams. This is the number 2 show. Welcome back, Racing Stripes. Welcome back, Skid Marks. Welcome back to the Bowl Patrol, whatever I call you. Still workshopping it. Be sure and leave your suggestions in the comments. That's a good way to trick the algorithm into engagement. What do you want to be called? Dealer's choice. What would you like to be called? Turd nuggets? I don't care. Just tell me how you feel in the comments. But right now I want to get the show started because it's going to be quick, fast, and in a hurry. It's like taking a dump in a porta potty today. We don't want to be in here any longer than we have to be. So after a couple of long, torturous weeks of not having him here on the program, my boy is back. So let's get it started with a little segment I like to call 15 Minutes with Rizz. Scott Rizzuto, welcome back to...
Well, it's nice to be here.
Welcome back to the bathroom, buddy. I appreciate it. It's been a busy few weeks around here.
I missed the stall.
I know, we missed you. The people in the audience have spoken. They missed 15 Minutes with Rizz. You're back. I don't know what we're going to talk about today, but I will tell you this. There is something I want to just bring up right up top. We'll be checking in on it throughout the episode live. Cory Booker has been filibustering Capitol Hill since 7 p.m. last night. Let's check in live with Cory Booker, Rizz, and see what's going on. Make sure he's still...
Personal statement from Catherine Baker from Neptune, New Jersey. I have been furloughed from my job at USAID implementing partner.
Yep, he's still filibustering. He was wiping his nose a lot. I wonder if he's got a little help from Santa Claus, you know?
Bolivian marching powder, huh?
Yeah, he sure was wiping his nose a lot in that clip. I think Cory Booker might be on the devil's dandruff, the booger sugar, if you will. And I'll tell you what, dude.
Somebody's been skiing, am I right?
Yeah, and if honestly, you know, I have a bit of a sordid past, and I'll be honest with you, man. If I was going to filibuster, if there was ever, I think I filibustered at a few parties that I didn't mean to, just too much cocaine, and I was in the kitchen dominating conversations with people about rearranging their sock drawer and maybe even
and everybody's your best friend.
Oh, everybody's your best friend when you're filibustering. Mm-hmm. Maybe that should be a new slang term for doing a bump. It's like, hey, you want to
filibuster?
Yeah, you're at a party. You're like, hey, I'm gonna go in the bathroom and filibuster. You in? You out?
Back of this toilet tank. Gonna lay out some filibusters and
yeah. I've definitely busted out a fat filibuster and just snorted it right up and then wrote a movie script that was incoherent when I tried to read it the next day.
I'm going to run home.
Yep. Well, Cory Booker will be checking in periodically with the senator from New Jersey. And
what is he filibustering?
I'd be honest with you, I don't know. We don't even know. I think he's just filibustering the presidential agenda. They can't vote on anything. There's no specific. I was looking it up.
Well, so he's been going since when?
7 p.m. last night, dude. He's
wow.
He's about
he's going.
What's the clock on that?
So 7 p.m. last night, Washington time, or where we are time?
Probably Washington time.
Washington time. So it's after 11 o'clock.
Yeah, he's 14 hours in, right?
Yeah.
All right, good for you, Cory Booker. Keep it going, dude. I just wonder if he's got a little bullet around his neck that he's like taking a little pop out of every once in a while.
He's ducking behind the lectern.
Can you take a pee break on a filibuster? You think he's got a bag strapped to his leg?
No, he's bringing the whole lectern into the stall with him.
Do you think the lectern's just a urinal underneath it?
It could be.
Maybe he's diping up like a race car driver. These are the things I think about. I don't care about what he's filibustering. I want to know physically how he's doing it.
Yeah. I don't know.
Do you even know what a filibuster is, Rizz? If I asked you right now, explain filibuster to me, what is it? Could you even tell me?
It would be when before something is brought to vote on the Senate floor, a senator could get up and talk for as long as he wants about the bill.
Right. As a way to kind of block the vote, right? That's what That's what I've always taken it to be. I feel like Filibusters sounds like a guy that owns a trucking company out of like.
Well, is that the exact? I'd like to know the exact definition. Let me ask ChatGPT. ChatGPT knows everything.
A filibuster is a political procedure in which one or more members of a legislative body prolong a debate or propose legislation so far as to delay and entirely prevent a decision. It is sometimes referred to as talking a bill to death or talking out a bill, and is characterized by a form of obstruction in the legislature.
Right.
Other decision-making body. We were close.
So it gets to the point where other Congress people are like, oh, well, this guy shut up. Forget it then.
Yeah. You're basically trying to win an argument.
By not shutting up.
Yeah. Which I feel like I've lost a lot of arguments to my significant other that way.
When you just give up, you're like, fine,
yeah.
I don't want to hear you talk anymore. That's what it is.
If we can stop talking about it, I'll admit that I was wrong.
No, if you'll shut up, I will go your way.
Yes. Also known as wife-bustering. Come on, get out of here. We didn't mean it.
Right.
Come on, we didn't mean that. We didn't mean that. There's a lot of good wives out there. Ballabustering. I don't know, man. I don't know where it came from, but we'll be checking in with Corey periodically. I haven't seen you in a few weeks, man. What's the good word in Rizz Town?
Well,
I feel like you've been a busy, busy man.
Well, I'm recording my own podcast called The Spread Zone, and
that's right.
It's a lot of March Madness stuff, and our schedules seem to be conflicting. It's all about gambling, Rafe.
Yeah. Are you a big gambler?
I am. I do like to dabble. This is a great time of year for sports.
It is.
So you got March Madness going on. The MLB season has just begun. Hockey is getting into the whole playoff race. You have the Masters coming up soon, so we are into April. This is awesome.
Yeah. I mean, it is a good time of year. The NFL slowly leaking. Oh, sorry, man. We got to check in real quick. Corey Booker, make sure.
My USAID implementing partner since February 14th, 2025. I have 13 years experience supporting U.S.-funded preventing violent extremism program.
Boring. Whatever you want, I'll vote for it.
All right, Corey is still filibustering. This just in, still filibustering. We'll see if he's still going by the end of this episode. Just wanted to make sure. We got to check in on Corey periodically. That's our Corey Cam. Brought to you by cocaine.
Can I ask you a question, Rafe?
Sure.
Normally, now you're new to the radio game.
Yeah.
Normally every year we get an email, usually a day or two before April Fool's Day.
Yeah.
It's from upper management saying, hey, you are not allowed to pull any radio April Fool's Day pranks.
Yeah. That is a new thing to me. I'm assuming this is because some epic pranks in history have probably cost stations a lot of money.
There were a couple that come to mind.
Okay. Let's talk about it.
There was one where there was the emergency alert system was hit, and there was talk of a nuclear attack, which you cannot do. Highly illegal. My favorite one was by two DJs, very famous, named Opie and Anthony.
Yes.
You've heard of them.
Oh, I'm very familiar, yes, as a comedian.
They were up at a radio station, WAAF in Boston, and they were the number one. I believe they were doing afternoons at the time. Mm-hmm. And April came around, April 1st, and they went on the air, and they said the mayor of Boston had died, Mayor Menino.
Oh, yes.
Now, here's the thing. Mayor Menino had happened to be on a flight. He was on an airplane when they were on the air. So he couldn't come on and say, oh, I'm alive. They slow played this April Fool's prank out for almost 3 hours and caused Boston, because, again, they were the number one afternoon show in Boston.
Right.
Caused the people of Boston, including the mayor's family, to truly believe that he had passed away.
Did they say how he died?
Oh, I forgot. I want to say they said it was a car accident. I don't remember that detail, but they had the people going, and they would put out a little detail at a time, enough to be believable.
Wow.
And it was so big they wound up getting fired.
Yeah,
but they wound up being fired for it.
Now, were they just in Boston, or was this at a time of syndication?
No, they were just in Boston. Now, these are the two that wound up, getting fired in Boston and then moving up markets.
Yeah, they went to New York.
They wound up going to New York after, and then being syndicated, across the country. and both those guys making millions and millions of dollars. But that would be one of the more famous pranks.
Well, you've got a pretty storied history in radio. Do you? Oh, sorry, we got to check in real quick. There's another guy on screen here with the filibuster, Corey Cam.
State adversaries who are tragically celebrating.
I don't know who this.
All renters in America
it's fine.
struggle
Corey's
to pay
still
their
going,
rent.
guys. There
Almost
for a second,
half
I saw a
all
white guy
renters
with hair
are struggling
talking.
to pay the rent, devoting more than one.
Seems like Corey is still going. Filibuster check. Corey Cam, we'll be back to you shortly. Now, you have a storied history in radio, Rizz. Do you?
Sure.
Has there been a prank that has gotten you close to the edge? What do you think the most memorable? You've been doing radio for what, 20 years almost?
Since 1998.
Okay, well over 20 years. But you've been radio show, morning show, talk radio for how
15
long?
years.
15 years. So in 15 years, what do you think what's the closest borderline prank or, shenanigan or what have you that you've gotten yourself into that you thought, I may not have a job tomorrow? Has it gone that far?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so back with my old radio partner, Woody, when it was the Woody and Rizz show, this had to have been 2010, 2011 when we did this. So we went on the air, and I forget we were giving away cash. We said, listen, we have $300 for the person that will come down here, the first person to come on down here and eat their own waste on the air.
Okay. All right, now we're getting into something good.
Said, why don't you send us an email and tell us you will come down and you will consume your own fecal matter on the air.
Why was this specific thing chosen? This just something that you guys? What were the tickets to? Do you remember?
No, it was cash.
Oh, cash. Okay,
I forget the monetary amount. I want to say it was like $300.
not enough. Not even close to enough.
Not even close to enough.
Not even by 1998 standards, close to enough.
Not even close to enough.
Okay, I'm assuming, knowing the demographic, someone took you up on it.
Of course, we had not only one person, we had multiple people say, "Hey, I will come down here and do it." We ultimately chose the first person that messaged us, and it was a female.
Okay.
Who said that she will come down the next day and she will bring a bag of her own fecal matter.
Okay.
And she will eat it, and we will give her money. And she showed up the next day with her boyfriend.
All right, hold on. Time out. So you had 24 hours for a station manager or program director to intervene.
Yes. Nobody did.
No one did. Okay, that sounds right. Continue.
Well, and you know what? I'm thinking they may have thought this is so unbelievable. There's no way they're going to do this. There's no way.
Wrong.
Well,
I saw someone try to do this, by the way, during Halloween Havoc in the WCW years of wrestling. I came up to, I believe, the Enterprise Center for, it was Rowdy Roddy Piper versus Ric Flair, Halloween Havoc. It was great. And they were giving away, like, backstage passes to meet the wrestlers. The radio station. In fact, it could have been you for all I know, dude. Somebody was giving away, and a guy offered to go in a porta potty and poop into his hand and come out and eat it in front of everybody.
Wow.
Just to meet Sting. You know what I mean? To meet Sting, the wrestler.
What people will do, right?
So people are willing to do this. So continue now. Lady shows up.
Lady shows up the next morning with her boyfriend, and she came into the studio, and I remember saying, okay, here we go. Asking her, did you bring a bag of your own feces? And she pulls out a Ziploc bag.
Josh, our producer, has a very weak stomach. He's gagging into a trash can right now. For those of you keeping track at home. And Josh, you okay, bud? Yeah, thumbs up from Josh.
And there are 2 logs.
So these were, what would you say, was this like, I watched an Oprah Winfrey episode about what healthy poop looks like. Was it logs? Like, did it look like a little nuggety? Or was it like, was it the kind that was kind of like smooth? I can tell you what to look for in your own poop to know if you're healthy. Do you feel?
They almost look like pine cones.
Okay, so it's a healthy. Okay, so we're talking Josh pine cone turds if you're keeping track at home. So like the nice little nutty.
So we said to her,
okay,
hey, on the count, we're going to count down 3, 2-1.
Did she have to, like, just touch it or just take a big bite?
Take a bite.
Okay, like a baby Ruth. Just, like, take a big old chunk out of it. All right.
So Woody and I counted down 3, 2, 1. And we threw the money at her and said, "Get the hell out of the studio, you disgusting person."
So she didn't do it?
Well, she didn't do it. We didn't want her to do it. She leaves the studio. Her boyfriend stays back and said, "Hey, the most she's relieved, but the most upsetting thing about this is she practiced last night."
Oh, no. She already did it?
Yes.
What if she'd have gotten there and you guys would have just said, "We were just kidding"? And she would have had to know that she already ate her own poop to practice.
That's exactly what we did. We were in. I guess you did. We had no intentions of her doing it.
Oh man, did she
We wanted to see how far we could get.
Did she raw dog barehand the turd into her hand out of the
said
bag, or did she push it up out of the bag like a push-up pop?
Apparently, behind the McDonald's somewhere in the St. Louis metro area, and she did it in her car.
Okay, but when she came on the program and she was preparing to eat her own feces, did she open a Ziploc bag like one of those popsicles you get when you're a kid and just squeeze a turd out the top?
Yes, that's what I think it was going to be like.
Okay. What was the aftermath of this event, if I may ask, because we're running out of time? I have to know.
The aftermath
once she left, once it was done, what was the fallout for you and Woody?
It was a talk with management.
Okay.
Like you guys took it to a line that if she would have crossed that line, if it would have happened, we probably would have been unemployed.
Now, why would they fire you for that? Because of the pending possible lawsuits of making someone eat a biohazard?
There is the decency of it.
Okay.
It's a pretty indecent act.
And is that, I'm still kind of vague on these radio things. Is that considered a FCC violation if it's an indecent act?
I would think that if somebody were to file a formal complaint with the Federal Communications Commission with somebody on public airways eating their own excrement.
Okay.
I would think that's a violation of some kind of rule.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that it should or shouldn't be. I'm just curious, what the fallout was from, when they give you the talking to, what are they saying to you and Woody? Listen, no more, add this to the list. No inviting people on the air for cash to eat their own excrement.
I cannot believe I'm having this conversation with you guys.
Yeah, I could imagine that. I could see that.
It should go without saying to not have a listener come down and consume their own feces.
Yes. Now, was there any kind of secondary prank that may have gotten you up to the line? Did you learn your lesson?
Did I learn my lesson? I guess I never did that again.
Okay. Oh, sorry. I got to check in real quick with Cory Booker. Still filibuster. Let's go to Cory Cam.
After that took me into the advocacy space and onto humanitarian
That's
and peace-building
great. All right. That's Cory Booker still filibustering, everybody, in case you were wondering. And, Rizz is gone. I had a follow-up question, but lost him to Cory Cam. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors. Welcome back to the show. We just had 15 minutes with Rizz, and we're back with a new segment, the second part of the show. Appreciate you guys being here. I'm Rafe Williams. Thanks for holding out. I'm going to get right into it with a new segment I like to call, this just in, folks. We have to go to Cory Cam live. Cory Booker's Filibuster. Is it still going on? Let's go to Cory Cam.
That Dr. King led.
There's another bald black guy talking. I don't know what the rules are to filibuster, but it seems like he has an assistant.
When the Affordable Care Act was passed, were you here? You came after?
I came after.
You came right after.
Okay, it appears that he has enlisted a second filibusterer.
I got arrested in the governor's office in Georgia.
Cory's having a good time.
Fighting for health care.
I didn't know you were a two-time arrestee, man.
I got a long record, brother.
Oh, okay. Now we're having fun. Now, Cory, all right, that's Cory Cam. That's the filibuster. It's still going on. Cory has help. I don't know this guy's name. We'll find out during the break. I'll figure out who he is. Well, there is no break, so we're actually not going to find out. But that would be a cool thing I'd say if I was like Anderson Cooper and I had any kind of help on the production end of this show. But I've pretty much got two guys, and one of them's thrown up in a trash can still from that poop conversation we had before the break. So as far as Cory Booker or Cory Booger Sugar goes, Josh gave me that one if you don't like it. We will check in with Cory periodically because we got to know how this filibuster's going. I can't just Can't just have Cory Booker doing it by himself. But while we're on the subject, I'm going to do a special segment. I'm going to pivot. We're going to do a special segment. I'm going to filibuster my own segment, Tank Talks, for a new segment that I'm introducing right now on the fly without telling my production crew. It's a segment I like to call the Bullbuster. And I paused right there for them to put in a graphic in post. Now, will we have one? Probably not. The video department here is stretched very thin right now. But I could at least get a white lettering on black background placeholder. And here, I'll make the music for it like, Bullbuster. There you go. Put that in. And who gives a shit, right? Nobody's watching. And I just want to get into what's going on with the filibuster. Let's get some of Rafe's thoughts about what a filibuster is, what filibusters are. I believe the filibuster is proof that America runs on spite and nose candy, a little bit of the toot, if you will. It's a Senate rule that lets one old dude talk until everyone else either gives up or dies. Isn't that fun? That's it. That's the rule. We're going out here pretending this is governance when it's literally just weaponized yapping. It's just your grandpa sitting down at the Cracker Barrel regaling you with stories of when he used to take a stick and push a hoop down the street and how kids have gone soft today. You don't like that, Bill? Just start talking. Don't stop, and boom, you got a no vote. No vote on what? We don't even know, dude. I'm looking to see what Cory Booker's filibustering. It seems like he's just doing it to be an asshole, which I kind of respect in some ways. I mean, you've legally turned government into a hostage situation. Instead of hostage tape for your mouth has become the hostage tape, which, fun fact, is also the slogan for several failed OnlyFans accounts. Hostage of the mouth. Look that up. The word filibuster comes from an old Dutch word meaning pirate, arr, which is cute considering it steals hours, robs progress, and leaves the chamber smelling like expired Werther's Originals and policy failure. If you ever wondered why government can't get anything done, well, they're getting this done. They're filibustering. One senator famously read green eggs and ham for 21 hours. That's a true story. I looked this up. One senator to filibuster. It's not a debate. That's performance art for people who get aroused by gridlock. And this is real. This isn't satire. It's 2025. And in 2023, 2 years ago, a senator filibusters a climate bill by reciting every Nicolas Cage movie in alphabetical order while eating Funyuns. I'm not kidding. That actually happened. I'm Castor Troy. And also, man, I haven't had Funyuns in a while. Kind of miss those. But anyway, why did he say Nicolas Cage movies and Funyuns? Because nothing says the planet is dying like Ghost Rider 2 Spirit of Vengeance. That movie was terrible. Imagine this in real life. You walk into a courtroom, the judge says you're looking at 30 years, and you just start reciting the Olive Garden menu like it's Rosetta Stone. Boom, no sentence. The judge gets bored, unlimited breadsticks, and legal immunity for everybody. The Senate needs 60 votes to end a filibuster. 60. That's how many grown adults it takes to say, hey, Gerald, shut the fuck up, okay? That's not democracy. It's hostage negotiation. And look, I get it. The filibuster is supposed to protect the minority party, but what it actually protects is erectile dysfunction in policy form. Those guys took a Cialis. They're on a 36-hour window to bang one of their staffers. They got to get out of there. Come on, it's stiff, throbbing monument to do nothing for as long as humanly possible. It is the personification of the Viagra of obstruction. And yeah, some people say, well, it forces compromise. No, it doesn't. It forces boredom. It's the legislative equivalent of edging for 14 hours while America slowly forgets what the law is. Oh, my God, we got to check in on Corey Cam. This just in.
And he said that this is what we have to do.
Who said?
Lift every voice and sing.
Okay.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring. Ring with the harmonies of liberty.
Pretty sure he's talking about Prince. Did you know there are senators who have literally soiled themselves mid-filibuster? And I talked about that at the top. There are people who've shit their pants in the middle of a filibuster because they can't leave the Senate floor or the filibuster's over. It's not a protest, guys. That's a felony or a fetish, depending on what part of the internet you're on. We're funding a kink dungeon with taxpayer dollars, and the safe word is recessed. That's not cool, man. At this point, I'd rather replace the filibuster with like a wheel of death, you know? You want to block a bill? Cool. Spin the wheel, bitch. If it lands on tarantula slap fight, you better start swinging, Senator, because it's about to be on. So what's the situation? Better yet, what's the solution? Kill the filibuster, burn it, flush it, stick it in a truck stop urinal and pee on it like the Constitution intended? I don't know. I don't even know why we do it. I don't know why we still have it, because until we do, one man with a dry throat and a stack of Garfield comics can stop the entire goddamn country from functioning, and that might be the most American thing I've ever heard. I hate Mondays, but I love lasagna. I yield my time, Senator, but not my rage. Let's check in on Cory Booker and see how he's doing. Cory!
You said it. Home prices are already up, but with these tariffs, they could go upwards of 10% more. You can be sure that Canadian lumber coming down here.
Yo, look at Cory Booker's eyes, dude. Can we zoom in? That guy is zooted out of his mind, man. Holy shit. Senator Booker. Man, he has got to have a kilo of Columbia's fine china just sitting under that lectern. All right. Well, there we have it, guys. We'll take a quick break, and when we get back, we'll wrap things up and see if the filibuster is still on. And we are back. Guys, thanks for tuning into this episode of the Number 2 Show, where we learned a lot about April Fool's pranks and filibusters. Speaking of filibusters, let's check into Cory Cam, see what's going on down there in Washington, D.C.'s in hour 15 of his filibuster.
Alien Enemies Act from the 1700s that was last used to put Japanese Americans in internment camps? Do we see what's happening? How much is enough?
Bro, Cory hasn't blinked in 9 hours,
We have to stand
dude.
and do something different, not just in this body, in America, because you know this.
Cory is skiing hard. Take a look. Let's take a nice look at Cory's eyeballs, man. They're always bugging out of his head, and now we know why, man. Look at this guy. He is completely...
How we stopped him in his last...
Dude, he's ready to start a snow cone business with anybody left at the party. Like, this guy is zooted out of his mind. I feel like I'm at a party at Southern Illinois University, Carbondale in 1999, and I'm on day 2 of a bender, and this is my new best friend. And I'm excited about it. Good luck to Cory. You made it through our entire episode. And hands down, let's clap it up for Cory Cam. Good job, Cory. Good job to my, yes, thank you. Good job to my high-tech production team for keeping that Cory Cam up and running on subpar Wi-Fi here at the Number 2 Studios. But that's it for this episode. If you like the show, if you enjoy the show, I don't really fit into a genre. So, tell your friends, like and subscribe and share and all that bullshit. Leave a positive review. Leave a comment on Spotify or YouTube or wherever you imbibe the Number 2 Show, because it is important to get the word out. I'm not a true crime podcast. I'm not a cooking pod. I'm not a celebrity pod. I'm not famous enough to claim that. So you really just have to enjoy the weird, quirky entertainment that I provide for you every week. So if you do, share the wealth. And if you don't, whatever. Who cares? We're all going to die one day. And Cory Booker will still be filibustering when we do. Until next time, I hope you filibust out a few turds, and always wipe front to back. I've been your host, Rafe Williams. This is the Number 2 Show. See you later.